Hey, you made it. Cool. So this is a tutorial on how to play this clip. So I posted this clip a couple of days back on Instagram and it got a lot of great feedback, and a lot of people wanted to learn how to play it, and then a lot of people asked for tabs and for me to transcribe it. But I feel personally that the best way to pick up music is actually by using your ear. But I can understand that, you're limited to an Instagram video, you can't really pause it or anything. I also realized that having kind of things explained as to why things are happening and how things are connected when it comes to kind of the micro, small, like hammer-ons and pull-offs and that kind of stuff, it would be beneficial. So now we're just going to break down the whole piece. I'm breaking it down to 3 parts, which is chords, and then there's like melody and soloing, and then there's general technique to kind of glue it all together. So I'm actually going to start by playing the piece in a slower tempo, because I know that a lot of people like to learn by just kind of watching and listening rather than being explained everything, tiny little thing. That was me also personally for the longest time, was to just kind of watch and listen and then try and imitate. So I'm just going to play in a slow tempo now, and if you just want to loop that section of the video, that's perfectly fine, but we'll break it down anyways. So here's how it goes. So that was the piece in a slower tempo, and now we're going to break it down and look at the individual chords. So the first chord we play is an F major 7 in this position, so that's from the A string. It's 8, 10, 9, 10, 8. And the second chord is an A minor 9. You do a bar chord on the 5th fret, and then you add the 7th fret on the E string, like this. Or you can also play it like this. And then you go down to this shape, which is an A minor 11. So it goes like this: 5, 5, 5, 3, 3 on the top strings. And then we do a little lick that we'll look at later. And then you come back to the F major 7th chord. And then before you make your way down to the A minor 9 again, you go by this F over G, which is just a bar chord on the 10th fret, starting on the A string. And then you come back to the A minor 9, and then this time around you change the chord. It's pretty much the same as the last one, just that you change the 5th fret on the G string to 4th fret. So it's like a G over A. You would play a G chord and then put the A in the bass. So that's the second time around. And then same lick again that we'll look at in a second. And then you go by a D minor 7th chord, which is 5, 7, 5, 6, 5 from the A string, in the same shape, just 2 frets up for the E minor 7. And then you get back to the F major 7th chord. So that pretty much covers all the chords. There are 2 variations of this, a D minor 7 and E minor 7, and the first variation is a D minor 9. So that's 5, 3, 5, 5. And this E minor 7, which is 7, 5, 7, 8. When you get back to the F major 7th chord, you do 2 different voicings. So you go by an F major 9, that's 8, 7, 9, 8. And then you go by this F major 9 shape, which is 8, 5, 5, 5. And a little lick that we'll look at in a second, and then back to that A minor 11 shape, and then you go by G minor 11, which is the same shape as the A minor, just 2 frets, and then a B flat over C, which is a bar chord on the 3rd fret from the A string, before you land on this F major 9. So for the second part now, we're going to look at the melody and the soloing that I do. And the reason that I choose a lot of the chord shapes that I actually choose are because of the melody, and I want to allow myself to play a melody over each chord shape. So now things are going to make a little more sense. So the first thing we do is, as we're playing this F major 7, what you first want to do is to remove your pinky and then pluck the first 4 notes of the chord, and then hammer on from the 8th fret to the 10th fret on the B string, so like this. And then after you hammer on that to that 10th fret, you pluck with your pinky finger on the E string, so it's, and then you mute, so, and then you do it again, but when you pluck your E string, you hammer on the 10th fret there as well, so it's, and then you do a slide with your pinky up to the 12th fret, so it's, and then you land on the 8th fret again, so it's, so the melody is, and then you go to your A minor 7th chord or A minor 9, because you land on that top note, so the melody is, so you add your A minor chord underneath that, and then you pluck the 5th fret on the E string. And then you land in this chord. And then you get a little lick before you go back to the F major 7. And the lick goes like this. It's just a slide from the 8th fret to the 7th fret on the G string. And then down to the 5th fret, and then you pluck the 7th fret on the D string. Then you get back to the same old with the F major 7. But as you slide up to the 12th fret, instead of sliding, you add this bar chord on the 10th fret, starting from the A string, and you do a hammer on with your ring finger. So you go, and then you're going to play this top note here, which is the 15th fret of the E string. So it sounds like this. And then you land on the same concept with the A minor 9th chord. So the second time around it's going to sound like, and now you get to your D minor 7 and your E minor 7 chord, which goes like this. These are the chord shapes, but you want to start off by not keeping your middle finger down. So it's like a 5th fret bar chord. Then you hammer on the 6th and the 8th fret on the B string. So you pluck all the way to the B string, and then you hammer on. And you do the same for the E minor chord. And you hammer on from the 7th fret up to the 8th to the 10th. Then every time you land on the top note of the hammer on, you pluck the next string with your pinky. So it's, and then you get back. So it goes like this. And then for the next 2 rounds, you're just gonna go the same as the first time. But when you get to the A minor variation of the chord, instead of playing that one, you choose this one this time. And the same lick. So it's, and then back to the normal F major 7. And then there's a new variation for the D minor 7 and E minor 7 chord. So this time you're going to choose the D minor 9, that we went through, and then the E major 7, and then you get to this part. So what we do here is that you pluck the first 4 notes, and then you hammer on with your pinky, as you did earlier, and then you get into this position, which is 8th fret on the A string, 7, 7, and 8, and and then you hammer on your pinky finger to that major 9 chord that we went through. So it's, and then you land on this chord, and then when you land on this, you add these 2 notes, which is the 6th fret on the B string and the 7th fret on the G string. So basically all you have left now are just 4 chords. So after you land on that A minor 11 again, then you slide down to the G minor 11, and then the B flat over C, and then you land on the F major 9, which is 1, 3, 3, open G string, 1st fret on the B, and then open E. So that's how the piece ends. Now we've basically gone through it all. Now I'm gonna go a bit more into depth about just general picking and all that. So there's one kind of main thing to the whole piece, and that's that you try and keep this beat going in the hand all the time, so you can hear it from like the 1st chord. So you need to be able to kind of slap and hold the rhythm as you play the melodic ideas. So like, that's just a mute, but this one, you slide up to that 12th fret while you slap the string. So that's like an ongoing thing throughout the whole piece. I don't necessarily always do the slapping thing, because like, for example, with this thing, I want to highlight this note, and I think that kind of deserves a little break, and it gives room to that note to highlight that top note. And then it's just basically the idea that usually these top 4 strings are assigned to each finger, and then the bass notes on the E and A string are usually regulated with the thumb. So like a lot of the time you'll go pluck with those 4 fingers and then pluck with that last finger. So you kind of split each string up to each individual finger to make it easier for yourself. So if you watch the slow-mo version that I played earlier, you can see where I'm using each individual finger. So I hope that was explanatory enough as to how to play this piece, and please make sure to give me some feedback on this type of video. Was it too long? Was there anything do you want me to explain it in a different way? Just make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and give me a suggestion for the song that you want me to cover next in these types of lesson videos, and I'll make sure to get back to you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.